Hey YouTube, Twig here, bringing you all an update to my Ritual Beast Yu-Gi-Oh! Deck profile for the December 2022 ban list. With this deck, we were given sort of a boost in power to it with the fact that Macros Cosmos and Dimensional Fissure are now both at 3, making the Banish playstyle for the Ritual Beast deck that much more strong. I haven't done an update to the deck actually since Kanahawk went back to 3. The deck focuses on using your Banish option and being able to tag out the fusion monsters that you use for the contact fusions in this deck in tandem with some of the other monster effects you have for search power and set up all together. So let's go ahead and get started with the deck profile. So we'll go ahead and start off with the main deck monsters. For the Spiritual Beast monsters, I'm running 3 Spiritual Beast Kanahawk. Once per turn, you can banish 1 Ritual Beast card from your deck face up, and during your second standby phase after this effect's activation, add the card banished from this effect to your hand. You can only special summon Kanahawk once per turn. This is more of a setup to use with some of your other cards in the deck, being able to use Alti Kanahawk with this card just for the add back power of those cards that you banished. It's more of a setup card than actually waiting for that card to be added back from the effect to your hand. I also run 3 Spiritual Beast Rampengu. Once per turn, you can banish 1 Ritual Beast monster from your extra deck to send 1 Ritual Beast monster with the same type as that monster from your deck to the graveyard. You can only special summon Spiritual Beast from Pengu once per turn. So once again, working with the Pyro, Thunder, and Aqua options you have for your fusion monsters, Rampengu can send those cards and then also send cards like Kanahawk, Apelio, and Petalfin with those cards that you sent and banished for it. And then for some of the lower numbers of the Spiritual Beast monsters, 2 Apelio and 1 Petalfin. I really feel that's all you need for the number ratios for both of these cards. Petalfin is a once per turn. You can banish a Ritual Beast card from your hand to target 1 card your opponent controls and return it to the hand. So it's a good bounce card, but you can set it up on the field after it's been banished with some of your other contact out cards. And with Apelio having more of a power option during the other player's turn to banish 1 Ritual Beast card from your graveyard. And for the rest of this turn, powering up all your Ritual Beast monsters you control with 500 attack and defense. You can only special summon Apelio once per turn. And the same with your Petalfin and also your Kanahawk to kind of keep it from looping back and forth with all your many different Ritual Beast monsters. For the Ritual Beast Tamer monsters, I run 3 Spiritual Beast Tamer Winda. If this card in its owner's possession is destroyed by an opponent's card by battle or card effect, you can special summon 1 Ritual Beast monster from your deck or extra deck, ignoring its summoning conditions. You can only special summon Spiritual Beast Tamer Winda once per turn, so this can give you access to some of the other Ritual Beast monsters in your extra deck included. And when you get that card on the field, you have the option to then activate their own monster effects on the field thanks to it. So it's a card you can really play defensive with against your opponent if they do destroy this card. It just gives you a resource to then use back onto the field again. And I also run 3 Ritual Beast Tamer Elder. After you normal summon this card, you can normal summon 1 Ritual Beast monster during your main phase this turn, in addition to your normal summoner set. You can only gain this effect once per turn, and you can only special summon Ritual Beast Tamer Elder once per turn. So this is meant to set up another normal summon. It wouldn't count as a special summon because then you'd lose in the 1 special summon you'd have with the Ritual Beast monster. But then they're just meant to be the contact fuse that you would use to summon those cards out, and you special summon them with a banish play so they don't get shuffled back into the deck with your Ritual Beast Tamer monsters. You banish them instead of shuffling them back to get out your fusion monster. I also run 2 copies of Ritual Beast Tamer Wen and 1 copy of Ritual Beast Tamer Lara. With Lara, when it's normal summon, you can target 1 Ritual Beast monster in your graveyard and special summon it. And with Wen, when it's normal summon, you can target 1 of your banished Ritual Beast monsters and special summon it, giving you once again those resources to reuse from your banish zone and your graveyard. You use Elder the most with its card effects from the hand for an additional normal summon. The only thing with Wen and Lara is for the fact that if you special summon those cards, you lose out on special summoning another copy of them, but they're here just as a way to get back those resources, whether it be from your graveyard or from your banish zone. With the last of the Ritual Beast Tamer monsters just being 2 Ritual Beast Tamer Zephyrampilica. When it's normal or it's pendulum summon, you can target 1 Ritual Beast or Zephyr monster in your graveyard except for Zephyrampilica and special summon it but destroy it during the end phase. So it's one additional option for the search, being able to use it just like your go-to, the Ritual Beast Tamer Lara, to summon that monster back onto the field with it. Like I said before with Lara, you don't use it as often for the normal summon, but having another Ritual Beast Tamer monster target to go for always does come in handy. For the hand trap options in the deck, I do run 3 Dimension Shifter. I really do like this card in the deck, just for the fact that it helps with being able to stop your opponent's graveyard setup by being a good standby phase discard, and then also really not negatively affecting your deck for the fact that if your cards are banished, you do have ways to get them back onto the field. And then also 3 Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring, just for the fact that this card has to be discarded. It doesn't have to go to the graveyard. So if you are under the Dimension Shifter, or even cards like your Dimensional Fissure, or even your Macros Cosmos, you have the play to still at least discard Ash Blossom and stop your opponent from either searching out a card or sending it to the graveyard. And that is it for the main deck monsters. We'll now move on to the spells. I run 3 Emergency Teleport. It's just a special summon of a level 3 or lower Psychic type monster. That is another reason why I like Zephyr Pilica. It's a Psychic target, just like all of the other Beast Tamers with this card. For that play, to give you that 1 additional Beast Tamer monster on the field to use with the beasts that you can then just normal summon out after this special summon onto the field. Even if they are banished, you can still use it as a potential resource on the field for you to use. I'm running 2 copies of Dimensional Fissure. I know this card's at 3 now. I just felt with this being at 3 and 3 Macros Cosmos, it would definitely be a much more difficult and cloggy play style to open up multiples of all your banish, but not enough of your actual engine. If you open up too many banish cards, then you only have access to 1 Ritual Beast Tamer or, Spiritual Beast monster, then you really can't do much else. You need at least those 2 monsters, and they just clogged up the plays if I ran more than 2 of each copy. So just 2 copies of Dimensional Fissure. And for the one-ofs, 1 Gold Sarcophagus, another banish option, and 1 Ritual Beast Bond. You banish 2 Ritual Beast monsters you control to special summon 1 Ritual Beast monster from your extra deck, ignoring its summoning condition. So this is just a quick play spell to activate to go into a fusion monster if you want to during your opponent's turn, having your resources on the field to then go into that monster and use that fusion monster. Moving on now to the traps. I run 3 copies of Ritual Beast Ambush. Target one of your Ritual Beast Tamer monsters and one of your Spiritual Beast Tamer monsters that are banished and or in your graveyard. Special summon them in defense. And after this card's activated, you cannot special summon monsters except Ritual Beast monsters for the rest of this turn. You go and activate 1 Ritual Beast Ambush per turn. So it gives you those monsters back on the field. Just being a card you can set up, you can activate it. And if your opponent tries to destroy this card, you can at least summon those monsters back onto the field for you to either use that monster's effect when summoned or just have it so you can go into your Banish Fusion summon. I also run 2 copies of Ritual Beast Steeds. If you control a Ritual Beast monster, destroy monsters on the field up to the number of Ritual Beast monsters you currently control. It's just a destruction card. I run 2 of it just so you have the play to destroy your opponent's cards. If there are any pesky cards that are keeping you from doing your own plays, you can rely on this card to at least take them out, while you rely on Ambush to give you the actual special summon setup. That's why I'm running 3 Ambush over 3 Steeds. With the last trap in the deck just being 2 copies of Macros Cosmos. If you wanted to mix around the ratio, you could run 3 copies of D-Fisher and drop the copy of Macros Cosmos, but I want to go over these numbers that we run to begin with. And that is it for the main deck. We'll now move on to the extra deck. I run 1 copy of Ritual Beast Altiapelio. You can always increase the numbers of the Ritual Beast monsters that I'm running in the deck to, just increase those numbers and then take out some of the Link monsters or Xyz monsters with Altiapelio. You must be special summoned from the extra deck by banishing the above cards you control. You need to banish 1 Ritual Beast Tamer monster and 1 Spiritual Beast monster. It cannot be special summoned by other ways. You do not use Polymerization. If this card attacks, it's unaffected by other card effects until the end of damage step, and during either player's turn, you can return this card you control to the extra deck to target 1 of your banished monsters, 1 Ritual Beast Tamer, and 1 Spiritual Beast Tamer, special summon them in defense position. So you take those 2 monsters and put them back onto the field. So it's just a good way to use this card during either player's turn to return it to the deck and then give you those resources. If your opponent tries to either get rid of this fusion on the field, you can always tag it out to get back your monsters that were banished that you used to make it. I also run the 2 Alti Kanahawk with this card having the same special summon restrictions, not using Polymerization. Once per turn, you can target 2 of your banished Ritual Beast monsters and then return them to the graveyard. And if you do add 1 Ritual Beast card from your deck to your hand, and during the player's turn, you can return this card you control to the extra deck, then target 2 of your banished Ritual monsters, and then special summon them in defense. So the Ritual Beast cards will be summoned back onto the field, but this is a good recycle card, with this card being able to target 2 of your banished cards. So even if you have those cards set up through your Macros Cosmos, Dimensional Fissure, Gold Sarcophagus, you name it, you can use this card to add them back to the graveyard and give you more of a search option. option, then returning this card again for more of those monster setups to then use again. And also 2 Ulti Petalfin with this card. You can even increase the number of Ulti Apelio by taking out 1 copy of Petalfin. With this card, you can return this card you control, giving the same special summon option, and also it cannot be destroyed by card effects, giving you more of a protection option as a defensive wall to go into with your Ritual Beast cards. The bigger boss monster we run is the 1 Ritual Beast Ulti Gaia Pelio. With this card, the special summon during the player's turn, where a spell, trap, or monster effect is activated, you can banish 1 Ritual Beast card from your hand to negate the activation, and if you do, destroy it. So you can get these search initially with your Ulti Canahawk, and then also with Ulti Gaia Pelio, needing 1 Ritual Beast Ulti monster, and 1 Ritual Beast Tamer monster, and 1 Spear Ritual Beast monster. So you'll need 1 of the other fusion monsters, along with 1 of the psychic monsters, and 1 of the animal monsters to summon out this card. The other monsters, including, are the Link monsters. We're running 2 copies of Ritual Beast Ulti Kuno Falcos with this card. You need Ritual Beast monsters this card points to, gain 600 attack and defense. You can banish 1 Ritual Beast card from your graveyard. Immediately after this effect resolves, normal summon 1 Ritual Beast monster from your hand. You can only use this effect of Ulti Kuno Falcos once per turn. And quick effect, you return this card you control the extra deck to target 2 of your banished 1 Ritual Beast Tamer and 1 Spear Ritual Beast monster, and special summon them in defense, having the same sort of option to return it to the extra deck to give you a special summon on the field, but also being able to give you that additional normal summon, just needing 2 Ritual Beast monsters to summon it out. This could be your go-to card with just using your Ritual Beast Tamer Elder, and then summoning out 1 other monster to give you that play, and then still having another normal summon to make use of thanks to this card. For more of the generic Link monsters, 1 Win the Wind Charmer Verdant, 1 Great Fly, along with 1 Cross Sheep and 1 Apollosa, just for more generic options to go into. That also helped to support the wind attribute that this deck is. And also the 1 Lightning Chidori, 1 Tornado Dragon, and the 1 Castel for some other wind attribute rank 4 monsters, since level 4s are some of the more prominent cards that we run in the deck. If you wanted to run a 3rd Kanahawk, you could always drop the Castel for a 3rd copy of that. But as for some of the go-to plays in the deck, it all comes down to what you have for those monster setups. That's once again why I was going with the ratios for the Macros Cosmos and the Dimensional Fissures. You have at least more of a monster option in your hand for you to use. If you open up Ritual Beast Tamer Elder, and then you have that additional normal summon of your Ritual Beast Tamer monster, you can go for, if you open up Rempengu or Kanahawk, you at least have another banish option to go for. So with Rempengu, and being able to then banish 1 Ritual Beast Tamer monster from your extra deck to send 1 with the same type as that card, you can then banish your Ulti Kanahawk off of the Rempengu, and then with that, send 1 Ritual Beast monster with the same type from your deck to the graveyard. So then you can send your Kanahawk to the graveyard with this card, going for the additional Link summon, or even the Fusion summon with these 2 cards. You can go for the Banish Fusion to get out the other copy of Kanahawk onto the field, and with this card, you can target 2 of your banished Ritual Beast cards, return them to the graveyard. If you do, add 1 Ritual Beast card from your deck to your hand. So then you can use the play, returning 2 to the graveyard to give you more of a search power, adding cards like Ritual Beast Ambush for that search, or even for the play of being able to add 1 additional monster from your deck to your hand for that summon. But with it, you have the setup with the Ritual Beast Ambush on the field to then get you 2 more monsters back onto the field for you to use for either an additional Link summon the following turn when that monster is on the field, or even using them as more of a playstyle for that setup. You use the search off of cards like Rempengu to give you more of a monster setup with all of your many different Ritual Beast cards. But that is it for the deck profile. I hope you all enjoy the video. It's been a while since I took a look at the Ritual Beast deck. Definitely a more complicated banishing option for fusion plays, but with it, we may be getting more support. It would like to be really cool to see some. We haven't seen any for the Ritual Beast deck in quite a while, but will we get any? I guess we'll just have to wait and see. And as always, until next time, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, and Kira Twig out.